Thank you for the invite to be here. I want to tell you something. We're doing something right, and we are getting the attention of people who are doing something wrong. And you know, we have a message to them. We're not going away. We're growing stronger every day, and we will continue to live pro-life everywhere we are, in every set of circumstances, because we are going to be a witness for life, and there will be saved babies. And I'm going to tell you the story of the Patterson family. Sharon and I are adoptive parents. We had fertility issues, and God had a different plan for us. It was to adopt. My first son, BJ, is Vietnamese. He was orphaned in Vietnam. At 18 months old, he was left on the side of the road outside of Saigon as Saigon was falling and the GIs were leaving Vietnam. 2 American GIs who were in the midst of war, living what it means to be pro-life. They found him on the side of the road. They picked him up in their arms and took him to a Catholic orphanage. And he stayed there until President Ford sent the C-5As over to Vietnam, and he was flown back to us. He is 50 years of age. He's a plumbing contractor in Fresno. Live pro-life all the time, because God's going to have an intersection for you with something that will be historic. You will be a part of answered prayer. Our second child, Jason, was a county baby. So we had an international adoption. He was a county baby. His birth mother was 16 years old. His birth father was 16 years old. Under the pressure of the era, the birth mother's mother and father arranged for an abortion in Los Angeles, got her a ticket, gave her the money, and sent her to Los Angeles. Something happened along the way. Somewhere in that young 16-year-old's life, somebody lived pro-life in front of her. Somehow, when she went down there, what was growing inside of her meant something, and it somehow brought her to the point where she said, I'm going back home. I can't do this. And that 16-year-old birth mother and the 16-year-old birth father went through counseling together, had an adoption plan. And when Jason was born, we picked him up at 8 weeks old, and we took him home. Live pro-life. You can do it even though you're not recognized and you're nameless and faceless in it. But your influence will change the hearts and the lives of people who are coming to grips with this ultimate and absolute choice that ends a growing human being. Now the story of Lindsay. Lindsay is my daughter. Her birth mother was 37 years old. They lived up in Oregon. And I got a call from a family friend who said, are you considering another adoption? Well, sure. We took care of her expenses. She was in Lincoln City, Oregon, little tiny hospital, and she was about to deliver, and Sharon and I went up to Lincoln City. 2 weeks before her due date, she decided to be 2 weeks late, so we lived in Lincoln City for a month. We went to dinner the night before Lindsay was born with she and her other family members. And when I got the word that we were going to adopt a third child, I happened to be in Hong Kong. I was mayor at the time and on a trade mission that was set up by Bill Jones, who was the Secretary of State at that time. In Hong Kong at that time, you could buy a really nice ring that was pretty inexpensive, and I bought one for Sharon and brought it home. And I gave it to her, and I said, honey, I want you to wear this. I was in, Hong Kong. The call came, and this is joyful. We went to the bedside of Judy, Lindsay's birth mother, as she was preparing to hand Lindsay to Sharon, and we were to go home on the train. Lindsay, I believe, touched by the Spirit of God, took the ring off her finger and placed it on the pillow and said, Judy, this is for you. Wear it in remembrance of what this gift to us has meant and our promise and commitment to raise Lindsay in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. About 6 months later, we got a little note, and she said, kind of hard to wear that ring, and then now I'm wearing it a little bit more, and now I wear it all the time. It reminds me she's in a place of love. It reminds me that she's got a mom and a dad. It reminds me that she is loved and cared for. Thank you for this. I'll wear it for the rest of my life. But when she was in Lincoln City, she went to the first doctor's appointment. The doctor confirmed the pregnancy and then said, 37 years old, that could be kind of difficult. Can we set you for an abortion? Not Judy. Again, she got up, left, went down the little street in Lincoln City, 3 blocks down, to another doctor, walked in, had the pregnancy test, and the doctor, who happened to be a Seventh-day Adventist Christian pro-life man, gave her the test and said, can I help with an adoption? Can I help you work through all of this? Somebody, somewhere, was pro-life at a time when Judy needed it. And so my encouragement to you is, that crowd with the sirens is a testimony to how effective you are. Keep being effective. You are the intersection between the sovereignty of God and his hand of grace that is touching that unborn baby. And you'll never maybe know the name, but because you were faithful, there is life. And despite the noise over here, there is a noise one day in heaven where we will hear the noise of the joys, of the praise of those little babies who the Lord adopted and is living with now. God bless you all. You keep doing it. You are making real history, and you are saving lives. Thank you, and God bless you.